Nice to meet you. Frankie?
Yeah.
Welcome. So we're here at the RIT IGM Student Game Showcase, where we have a bunch of cool and fun interactive apps. I have a feeling that you've brought one of these fun interactive apps to us today.
Yeah, I have.
Can you tell us about it, Frank?
Yeah, so Breakthrough is a project that me and one other person have been working on for about a year. Still like a prototype, but it's a game that's kind of similar to Tetris, but we tried to go in a different direction with, instead of like having to clear lines, you need to use these boom blocks, which you can see one there, which has the triangle on it, that when you place the shape, it explodes in a certain pattern that destroys blocks. And the goal of the game is to like break through the wall at the bottom and make it to the bottom of the board.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just like an infinite game. It randomly generates the boards, and you try and score as many points as possible.
That's awesome. And how long you been working on this?
About a year. We started in like May of last year. Just like working on it whenever we had time, because it's just a personal project. But
A personal project. So
Yeah.
like you're doing this outside of class time.
yeah.
And how many hours a week on average would you say that is?
Over the summer, I would say I put probably like maybe 10 hours a week to kind of work on it, and then once classes start, it kind of got a little more like sparse. But so I've put a lot of time into it so far. But
Yeah. How is like? Because I'm assuming we have a bunch of students and parents watching our stream here, so maybe some little insight for them. You know, if you were to give advice to another student who had an idea to work on something like in their free time, and you're like putting 10 hours a week, I'd kind of guess that that's basically like another class load on top of your schedule. Do you have any advice for the students or our audience members today about working on a side project like this?
Yeah, so I would say definitely don't push yourself, because I remember for this game I've tried to do that. I've tried to take 6 classes and try and work on this game at the same time, and it just doesn't work, and you end up getting burned out. That happened to me last semester. I tried to just do a lot of stuff, and it was just too much stress. So it's a lot more fun to work on personal projects when it's just like in your free time, you don't have any other stressors in your life.
Yeah. Well, the game looks pretty fun. I could see myself playing this on my mobile phone for a couple hours at least. It's definitely one of those things where I see the core game loop, but you have that 30 seconds of fun that just happens over and over again.
Yeah.
And different ways to combo it together. You know, you got that little breakthrough. Yeah, oh my god, it looks fun. I just did it. Can people play this right now? Is there a way for someone to download it or play it in the web browser, or is this personally only on your machine right now?
Oh no, it is on. Well, it has an itch.io page, and we do have a web version of the game that if you just go to the page, it's just right there at the top.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you are interested in playing Breakout, I'm sure somewhere in the IGM showcase there's a list of all the games and the info on their itch pages. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, all right. Well, for all the folks at home, download the game, 5 stars, leave a comment that says this is the best thing ever. Oh my god.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us, Frank. Anything else that you want to say before you wrap it up?
I will say I have
Oh, we got 10 minutes. I did not know. How far are we into 10 minutes? Oh, we're halfway here.
Good.
Then I'm going to roll. Do you mind if I take the controls and play? All right, cool. Now I can embarrass myself for all of our 3 viewers out there. Arrow keys? WASD? LMNOP?
WASD or the arrow keys. You could use either.
Awesome.
So yeah, the left and right arrow keys is moving the piece left and right, and then the up arrow is to rotate it clockwise, and then the down arrow is to make it drop faster.
Cool. Explosion. I like how you have the feedback there, right?
Yeah.
Of I'm doing something, I put it in, and then I see the block, right, with that little arrow go down. This block with the circle, right, I'm probably going to put it over here, and then boom, and I see that
Yeah.
little radius comes out. I like how it has like that opaqueness to some of them, and I see like the ripple effect.
Yeah.
I see how like the explosions come out. There's a lot of feedback for the user
Yeah.
to understand what they're doing and kind of get that thrill of, oh, I just did something. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
important, right? My actions matter in this game world.
Yeah. No, and that was something we definitely spent a lot of time like thinking about and trying to get right, because we wanted to make this game very like accessible to all types of players, both like casual and competitive. So we want to have a system eventually in place that allows people to like customize the options of like the generation of the game board, so they can like choose how hard or how easy they want the game to be. So that way, yeah, like whether if you're competitive, you want it to be harder, like you want to like online leaderboards, I don't know. But then also if you're just casual and just want it to be like super easy, just like a time waster kind of thing, like we want that to happen too. So yeah, trying to make it very accessible, a lot of feedback, very like simple visually, everything like that.
Watch this. I want to break through.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
So you mentioned like a couple of things, mentioning like, oh yeah, we'd like to work on this, we'd like to work on that. Definitely a lot of stuff, and like an artist's work is never done, and you can go on forever. But thinking like we also eventually do need to ship our products and put them out there. What would you say like you need before you can ship the game, or how long do you think it would take you to get to like that kind of space? Have you even thought about that yet?
I've put a lot of thought into that. Recently, I did submit this to the Magic Maker program at RIT.
Oh, awesome!
To see if I can maybe get some like other feedback or mentorship about like how to like finish the project and release it, because I've never done that before. But I think our hard deadline is going to be the end of 2023 to just get everything we can in, and then maybe like release it on Steam or something like that.
That sounds awesome. So again, we have a bunch of people watching, students, family members. Can you tell us a little bit about the Magic Maker program for the summer, in case we have some viewers who don't know what that is and why it could be valuable to think about that sort of thing for your game project?
Yeah, so the Magic Maker program is basically just a program where you submit your game for RIT to review, and if they find it to be particularly interesting, then they will give you a lot of resources. They'll give you like a grant of money to help support you as you develop the game, and then like a lot of guidance with like milestones and making sure you're getting work done, and I understand like we meet with like industry professionals and stuff like that too. But yeah, so I'm excited to, if I do whatever, get into it. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you said this is a 2-person project right now?
Yeah.
And I know you're here today. That's awesome. How did you make your friends and get together and decide that you wanted to make the game like this? Did you guys meet in class? Were you friends forever since the dawn of time? How did like the team formation process get started? Because I know also we have a lot of excited students out there. They want to get going. They want to make a game, but they're like, how do I find the Justice League of Super Friends and get all our superpowers together? Could you maybe give some advice on that?
Well, yeah. So I mean, the other person is my girlfriend. We both are just really we both like Tetris and stuff like that. And one day we were just discussing like we were just playing Tetris together, and we were just discussing like, oh, it'd be cool if like Tetris did this or something like that. And that's kind of where we started to like plan out the idea. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think when you're starting a project with friends or something like that, I think you just got to go for it. You just got to find some like common ground game that you guys are all interested in, and try and like build off of that, because that's what I've done in the past with other projects, and I feel like for at least from my experience that helps with the brainstorming process, and then everyone's kind of already invested in the game because it's similar to a game that they already like. So yeah, that might help like with information.
Yeah. I also like the ideas you were talking about with like the development aspect itself, right? I think a lot of people out there, a lot of times they think they need to have that perfect idea right from the get go.
Yeah.
And just hearing you explain the dev process, definitely, I can agree on that. And I think it's more of you just have to start somewhere and you iterate and you slowly refine as you go forward.
Yeah.
And don't have that deer in the headlights moment of
Yeah.
like, oh, we're not ready, we don't know. It's like sometimes you just kind of throw the paint on the wall and you get started and you slowly refine as you go along. And
Yeah.
that's how the good projects kind of come to the surface, right? It's that iteration, that hard work, that dedication, that little bit every day. And very rarely you get it right on the first try.
Yeah, no, exactly. And yeah, I think this project is definitely in my mind like an indication of that, because the amount of like tweaking and small little details that you're never gonna just make it on the first pass of the game, that you need to like playtest and like you said, iterate. It's definitely like a thing you need to do.
That's awesome. Just because I like to see where your head's at too. What was like the most favorite thing of yours to work on in this part of the game? Like, was it drawing the square? Was it writing a certain algorithm? Was it like the design process? Where do you find yourself like saying this is like the coolest part?
I think I might have to split it because I really do like the design process. I really like coming up with mechanics for the game. Like, for example, the percentage clear that you can see next to the board.
Yeah.
That was an idea we had recently where you only score points, and that counts towards your board points, which is the points you get on this board. And then once you get a breakthrough, your board points are added to your total points, but it's multiplied by the percentage you have cleared. So if you spend more time on the board and clear like more blocks, you get more points in the end. But it's riskier because that game over line at the top, if you place a block in there, then that's game over. So I really like coming up with ideas like that like kind of all mesh together and like intermingle, because to me that makes really, really interesting gameplay.
Yeah.
But I did also have a lot of fun like making the algorithms and stuff to like connect all the blocks, because it's actually a lot more complex than you might think. Because we wanted the blocks to like fall with gravity, you need to like merge them together and group them every time you update the board. So yeah, coming up with that, but that's all like math and stuff like that I'm also just really into.
Math! Who would have thought? We gotta
Right?
learn subjects like culture, history, math, art.
Right? It's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of classes and subjects, were there any classes in particular that you've taken so far that you think really helped you build this game?
Yeah, so at RIT I took game design and development, I think, 1 and 2, which both of them are like semester-long projects, which I was really looking forward to, and that's one of the main reasons I came to RIT, was because I really wanted that whole like group atmosphere where you just make a game throughout the whole semester. And I think those 2 games, just seeing our projects with them and like, especially like working in a team too, I definitely learned a lot from the professors and just from the project about how to maybe make the game more successful or help with developing it.
That's awesome. Yeah.